someone else asked, Brian asked, will Trump pardon Snowden? I'll let you guys take that one first.
I don't think so.
I don't see it. Yeah. The reason why I don't see it is because even Julian Assange, who, many perceive to be helpful to Trump, was still treated pretty viciously by Trump's Department of Justice. You got to keep in, Trump has no guiding morals or principles. The only thing that Trump cares about is Trump and how much money he's making. So he's not going to care enough to put anything on the line to, give Snowden what he deserves, which is freedom in the United States. Yeah. I just don't trust him, and I don't trust his DOJ, and I honestly don't trust any establishment politician in this country. Most of them have gone on the record to refer to him as like some treasonous criminal who should be put in prison for the rest of his life.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, just Trump has no ability or strength or follow through to really meaningfully stand up to the blob, the national security establishment or whatever. And, he floated the idea. I mean, this was like the one small glimmer of hope I had was that after he floated the idea, like a bunch of liberals went insane and they're like, he's gonna pardon the traitor Snowden, shows that he's in the pocket of Putin and all that stuff. And I was like, keep doing that. I'm like, if there are liberals watching this show on Jacobin, keep getting really mad at Trump for potentially pardoning Snowden. That might piss him off enough to actually do it. But at the end of the day, I just don't see him meaningfully standing up to the national security blob. And because if he does really seriously try to pardon him, there will be a furious pushback from all levels of that kind of power structure.
I mean, yeah, to add to that, sorry, Kale, but just real quick, to add to that, I mean, you had Liz Cheney on one hand, and then you had Susan Rice on the other hand, both arguing the same thing, that what Trump was suggesting was so awful, right? Yeah. Which goes back to like the issue I have with how this political system works, right? You supposedly have two parties, but when it comes to a lot of different, fundamental issues that we care about, they're in cahoots, they're in agreement. We don't really have choice. We have the illusion of choice between the two parties.
Right. Yeah, and that actually, it gets to a different super chat question someone asked, but just before that, I don't think Trump knows who Edward Snowden is. I think when the reporter asked him, it was like maybe his second time ever hearing the name. And he's just like, yeah, we're going to look into that. Yeah, maybe. Sure. Yeah. It was such like that was not, I really don't think he has any idea what happened. Or if he did at one point, it's so not on his radar that I don't like, and it would just be so out of touch with everything else Trump has done with foreign policy. Like the whole idea that he's somehow like not an interventionist, like because perhaps and you can maybe make the case. I don't think it's a good case, but you can maybe make the case that Trump himself is like a non-interventionist, but his entire administration is completely the opposite. So,
100%, and also, I always get tempted to just brush him off as like an incompetent fool because that's how he carries himself. But he actually did tweet about Snowden during the Obama administration literally dozens of times and referred to him as treasonous, called for his execution. Yeah. So that's part of the reason why I don't trust him at all in pardoning.
Our only hope is that he does it to own the libs.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I was too young for the Obama years, so I don't remember that.
What? How?
What?
I'm joking.
Right.
Okay, Kale.
Okay.